Welcome to our daily Bible devotions. We have gone through three major theistic arguments, or three major arguments that argues for the existence of God. They are the cosmological, teleological, and moral argument. Now that we have arguments for the existence of God, now that if you believe that God exists, no one can just say that you're believing that out of a fairy tale, but it's because you have firm reasons, because the existence of God can be established beyond reasonable doubt. The next question is, what kind of God are we talking about? The three arguments, they argue for the existence of God, but what kind of God? Now, the characteristics of God pointed to by the cosmological, teleological, and moral arguments can be deduced or can be extracted from the argument itself. For example, from the cosmological argument, one can surmise that this God is powerful because this God is the first cause. The second one, teleological, you can deduce that because there is design, there is intentionality, you can say that this God is supremely intelligent. And then from the moral argument, you can deduce that this God being pointed to by the moral argument is the unchangeable standard of morality, objective and unchangeable standard of morality. Now, of course, that's simplifying things. If we dig deeper, we can see more things. For example, from the cosmological argument, we know that God is first self-existent, timeless, non-spatial, immaterial. What does that mean? Because this God being pointed to by the cosmological argument, this God created time, space, and matter. Now imagine a box. You put inside it time, space, and matter, and that box is your whole universe. Now, the creator, the one who created time, space, and matter, that means that creator must be infinite, beyond time. That creator must be non-spatial, not occupying space, unlike everything in that box, because the creator must be outside the box. And immaterial, that means not made of matter, because the whole universe is filled with matter. If you are outside the box, if you are the creator, that means you are immaterial. In other words, that creator is without limits. That creator is infinite. Now, from the cosmological argument, you can also surmise that this creator is unimaginably powerful because there's much power, energy in the universe, and therefore, if you have created the universe, that means you must be filled with power. You must be filled with energy. Third, you must be personal. This God must be personal because this God converted the state of nothingness into the time, space, material universe that we have right now. We're saying that the universe had a beginning. Based on the cosmological argument, the universe had a beginning. If something had a beginning, that means there was a time when it was non-existent. There was a time when it was nothing because it had a beginning, right? So from nothing to having a beginning, having an existence, that requires will, that requires intentionality. And that means the creator must have personality. That creator must have been personal. And then from the teleological argument, you can surmise, again, as we've mentioned, that this creator is supremely intelligent because he designed life, he designed the universe, and in the universe and in all the life that we know, you can see a pattern. So with such incredible complexity and precision, you cannot rule away intelligence. And if you look at the kind of intelligence, this is supreme intelligence. This is genius, beyond imagination. And you can see that this God must have been purposeful. We mentioned earlier that there's intentionality involved. Well, yes, because to create a design, that means you have a purpose for everything that you do. You know, when you see an abstract painting, sometimes there are lines and curves and colors that you don't understand. But if you are the artist, you know what it means. There's a purpose for every line, curve, and color. And then from the moral argument, we can surmise that this God is absolutely morally pure. He is the unchangeable standard. If we know that there are objective moral facts, then that means the one who is the source of this moral standard is unchangeable, not changing, immovable. This standard includes infinite justice and infinite love. Why do we know that? Because we long for justice, we long for love. If we acknowledge that justice and love is transcendent standard in all history, in all cultures of mankind, then the source of this standard must have been infinitely just and infinitely loving. Now, from these three, we know that God exists. And this is how we extract the characteristics of God. And if you notice, we have established by reason, by evidence, that God exists without even looking at the Bible. Of course, we can reference the Bible side by side, but you can establish the existence of God even without opening the Bible. What does that say? This is what the theologians or the scholars are saying as the general revelation. That means just by looking at the things around it, just by looking at the universe, this God revealed himself. This is general revelation. What the Bible is revealing, what the Bible is saying, they are specific. But when you look around you, look at the universe, this is general revelation. Because if there is a God who created the universe, if there is a God who created life, this God will reveal himself naturally.